Okay, I think I'm ready. Hey, I'm Teeejj. I primarily run Knuckles stuff. With me on comms, I've got Joey Baby and Noob Guy. If you want to introduce yourselves, fellas.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, what's up, everyone? I'm happy to be here. Thanks for bringing us over for comms, Teeejj.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kisses. All right. Okay, I think we can get this show on the road. You guys can talk about the run, and I will try and do the run. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're off. Thank you.
Alright, so this is Sonic 3 and Knuckles with Knuckles as the main character here. So Knuckles, for most of you people do know, he's definitely different from Sonic in regards of his movement. He has a lower jump arc, so that would affect certain tricks. And he has the ability to glide and climb into walls, which will be really useful for certain tricks later on the levels. So this is glitched. You're gonna see your first major instance of a trick later on in this zone. Act 1 is relatively straightforward. You just maneuver all the way to the end here, and Knuckles has various different routes depending on which path you take. Where that path that Knuckles was able to break, Knuckles is the only character that's able to go through those passageways. So it makes his run relatively very different compared to Sonic or Tails. So after this score countdown, we're going to see our first instance of a glitch. We're going to use a certain piece of wall or for a certain piece of rock that we're going to clip into the wall here. So when objects are off screen, so you're going to see Teeejj is going to crouch and jump off out of the crouch there. So he's going to intentionally have the screen lower all the way down, so he's able to unload the rock from the top of him. And when he jumps towards it, it reloads and it clips him into the wall. And that allows him to get through the wall and use a lot of zip speed while he's inside the wall. So when the game treats him inside of collision, the game is trying its best to eject him off the wall. So when Teeejj moves left, when Teeejj moves left, the game makes him move right and vice versa. So what you want to do is use enough speed to zip him all the way to the right by holding left. And that skips a tremendous part of the stage, and you could just get to the very end and just defeat the first boss in 39 seconds.
Yeah, and that saves 2 cycles, I think, over glitchless route.
Yeah, it's pretty substantial.
Yeah, glitchless route, you'd get like a 46 or a 47. But yeah, you can do a spike clip method that can save a further cycle. But it's extremely hard, and it's not something I've been able to get in runs yet, but it is something I'm trying to practice for future runs. Like, the thing with S3K is, like, it's kind of a little bit of a choose your own adventure kind of game. Like, there's a lot of glitches that you can do that will produce like similar amounts of time. So it's kind of just like whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we're gonna have Teeejj go through this all pretty seamlessly here. You saw really early on at the start of the level, he used the monitor in conjunction with his glide. If you have Knuckles glide on top of a monitor just before making contact with it, he can gain the momentum off the bounce of the monitor to give him a lot of height off his glide. And that'll be useful in various parts of the run, just to give him that extra bit of vertical momentum he needs to reach certain areas.
That boss is normally pretty troll, so well done there, Teeejj. Getting, was it 4 off-screen hits?
No, that was only 2. I got damaged on the 3rd. Like, usually what I do there, if I get like damaged, I'd go for further hits with my iframes, but it's extremely risky doing that. Like, half the time I die. So, like, it's not something I was going to risk doing in a marathon.
Right.
Oh,
so
it ain't my jump. Let's go.
Yes. So you're going to see something interesting here. So Teeejj is going to intentionally take a death here. So we're going to see our first instance of a level wrap. So the reason the death is taken here is because in order for the wrap to trigger, Knuckles has to go to the far left side of the screen But when you start from Act 1 to Act 2, there's areas of levels still loaded in from Act 1. So taking a death fixes that. So now he's able to go to the far left boundary. So what he's going to do is clip into the bottom of this slide here, take a couple spin dashes, and get a zip inside of this floor here. And you're going to see Teeejj intentionally trying to pause buffer here because he's trying to land on a piece of ground off screen. And he's climbing up. Pretty much he knows where he is. And what happened there is the level transported him to the boss area there. So pretty much once the level wrap is triggered, he's all the way on the far right side of the map. And as long as you can get the screen that's trying to catch up back to Knuckles to pretty much bypass where the boss arena is, it will transport Knuckles into the boss arena. So Knuckles has to climb all the way up to get to where the range of the boss arena is, so he can just get into the boss fight cleanly. So really nicely done.
Marble Garden, this is where the garbage starts. Like, I'm not even doing the level wrap, and it's still just not the most fun zone to play. But we skip a boss, an act. Sorry. So if I could get on the
Level wrap is definitely a gamble for a marathon as well.
Yeah, you kind of only get like one chance at the level wrap because you have to do sub-pixel minute. And if you don't do that sub-pixel minute correctly, then the wrap goes adios.
Yeah, so what's he just doing here? He's doing something called a screen wrap. So there are very specific levels in this game that's possible for screen wrap. So levels that wraps vertically infinitely, such as Marble Garden Zone. When you have Knuckles hit top of the screen, the game gets confused and wraps vertically one time until it reaches back to Knuckles. And when objects are off screen, they go deloaded, and he uses that to clip in through the oil in various parts of the level. So I have Teeejj go through this part cleanly. Very nice. So he actually ended up getting into the loop back area of Marble Garden. So this is actually the Act 2 boss in Act 1. So what he's going to try to do is precisely get the hits he needs to defeat this boss, while also trying to make sure he doesn't get hit in really bad spots, which would break the screen position, which would make this capsule hit impossible. So what he's going to do is try to hit this capsule and lower the screen one last time to trigger Tails, surprisingly, even though Tails is not in this run, to just load the end of this level here. And pretty much it just triggers this fight as of like you just defeated the Act 2 boss normally. So this will trigger the cutscene to Carnival Night and just he'll take you straight to Carnival Night Zone.
So much more fun than actually playing Mob Gun. Sorry, what were you going to say, Noob Guy?
I was gonna say you did those spin dashes very well, and the spike flip just off the bat, just showing off here. Making two tricks look really easy here.
Yeah, that spike clip is really hard to pull off. You need to perform a glide clip not only on the correct frame, but also release it on the correct frame. So it's essentially kind of a double frame perfect in a way. But it's a really precise thing to pull off, especially first try. That's really nice to get.
That is a huge time save right there.
Kind of booting right now, right? You know how we do. Yeah, that was a pretty clean. I'm not running my split, so I should have run my split. So.
Well, we'll time it out.
Yeah, well, if this run goes well, I can always throw it to Ben and be like, retime for me, please, senpai. Yeah, true, boom.
Okay, so this is kind of like a Glenn O'Brien stage. You kind of just hold right here. So basically, this level is kind of plays itself. You just kind of hold right here. There is a trick you can pull off here that requires you to do another spike clip that you saw Teeejj do in Act 1, but is incredibly risky. If it goes wrong, you run the risk of soft locking, and that's not something you'd want to do. So Teeejj is gonna just take the top route, really, you know, just the way you should probably do that in a marathon setting. But yeah, you know, glenning it up.
Yeah, just hold him right.
And boom, caps right there.
Yeah, no boss. Don't need one.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason they just decided just not give him a boss normally in Act 2 for some reason. Like, alright.
Just Knuckles things, man.
Yeah, conveniently placed capsule after a good right holding session.
Yeah, that took a lot of work out of him, I'm sure.
Yeah, dude, I'm knackered. Whoa. Alright, more fun. Alright, so yeah, this stage isn't hard, but it can go wrong. Like, if you're, like, not paying attention. Sorry, I'll let you explain, Joe.
Yeah, no worries. So this is our first instance of slope glitch. We're gonna have Teeejj stand on this little falling platform here. Yeah, so holding right at a certain point will have him trigger slope glitch. Basically, the object will just deload off of him, and that would give him a weird state where he can just clip through walls and just zip through the floor. And pretty much Teeejj wants to try to get past the Act 2 boss. So this is another level that wraps infinitely vertically, and you can reach the loopback area of Act 2. So he's doing inputs off screen. He pretty much knows what he's doing to backtrack to where the loading zone for launch base is. So he's gonna start moving backwards. You're gonna see him start running backwards, just in the middle of the air, going through all the walls and collision, and trying to find his way to where the tunnel is to trigger launch base zone. He seems to be almost there. Yeah, he's coming up to it right now.
Oh.
Yeah, a little early on that.
A little early, that's fine. That's fine. If that's the worst that happens there, then I'm A-okay with that. Oh, that was not good. I'm gonna back that up and do it again. So I'm doing a bird minute here, but it requires, like, specific movement. There we go.
Yeah, so Teeejj is gonna manipulate this flybot to maneuver over to the right here. He's gonna pan the screen up to deload the spikes right below him. So when he gets hit and falls down, it reloads once he's already on top of it, and it clips him into the wall, and he's able to level wrap into the boss area for Act 1.
Grabbing some rings for safety. Yeah, not doing this boss without rings. Like 9 times out of 10, I get the damageless fight, but like there's always that 1 time out of 10 that I've got to be worried about.
Yeah, this boss can be kind of scary, especially if like your hit cycles are kind of off, especially when the rings decide to fall through the floor, which they truly love to do in these games, especially in boss fights. But thankfully, they don't have to worry about that. You know, doing it hitless. As always.
Yeah, we still use this trick. You can do a spike clip, and it saves about like 8 seconds or something. But it's not like the most time save in the world, so it's not like absolutely necessary.
So one of the very few glitchless levels in the run, which is, in my personal opinion, the best run in the best level in the run. It just flows so nicely.
It does. It's like one of Knuckles' best levels, but it can troll with subpixels. Matt, if you've got anything to say, like now's a good chance, because not really much to talk about at this level.
Absolutely. Do remember, everyone, that we are trying to raise money for Great Ormond Street Hospital this weekend. They are a fantastic charity who are helping an incredible amount of children from across the UK who come down to the hospital with terrible illnesses that no other hospital is able to deal with. They make them feel at home, giving them enjoyable activities to do throughout the day, while also giving them the treatment that they so desperately need. It's one of probably the best charities in the UK, I would say. And if you do want to donate, it's !donate in the chat. We could use every single donation that you can give. We've even got a mystery run at the end of tomorrow. If we reach the £500 goal that we've set, we'll have an extra run at the end of tomorrow. So please do donate if you can.
Thank you so much for that. That was a juicy level, by the way.
That was class, wasn't it?
That was succulent.
Okay, right. So this level control, and half the time in runs, it never goes that well because there's always like subpixels or something that just like halts your momentum completely and can throw you off. Didn't get a jump.
Yeah, so pretty much like you can get a pretty quick kill if you're able to get hits off while Egg Robo is on the top of the screen, and that requires you to do a really precise spin dash jump off the mini slope on the left. But you don't get it; it's not the end of the world. It's just it would just be a cleaner, faster fight with 1 or 2 extra hits early on.
It saves like a
really
second,
nice,
but yeah. So not the end of the world. It's fine. So we've got to take a reset here to skip a cutscene because it's like massively quicker rather than letting the cutscene play out. We've got another level wrap coming up.
Yeah. So we're gonna see Teeejj do another monitor bounce using the glide here, using from this fire shield here. Get a nice bounce up to the top route where Sonic normally would start off. Because this is where we're gonna use a door clip to clip into the floor to trigger another level wrap to get to the boss relatively quickly. You just gotta set it up. It's pretty tricky, especially when there's like the risk of slipping off and not clipping or getting crush death.
I'm catching just bad frames here. Dude.
Yeah. This kitten is being a little stubborn right now.
There we go. There we go.
It's claws.
And then taking a safety, just grabbing the wall to reset my Y subpixels. Because like this level wrap is heavily subpixel dependent.
Right, yeah. If it goes wrong, you can get something known as a half zip, where after zipping off the wall, you get half the amount of speed you normally would if you get an optimal zip off the wall. And the speed, the amount of speed you get off the wall determines whether a level wrap triggers or not. So if you get a half zip, you essentially just fall back to the very start and you just have to take a death and just reset the whole level, which would take way too much time than it needs to.
If you're unsure what a subpixel is, it's 255 values between a pixel. So if you tap right and your character does not move, you're changing his subpixels.
Yeah, and subpixels makes or breaks major tricks in this run, whether it works or not, even though visually it looks like you have nailed everything correctly, and it's a pain in the behind. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many tricks in classic Sonic in general that are very reliant on correct subpixel ranges or values. That's part of what I would say that it's not like difficult, but there's definitely like a lot to factor in when you're learning these glitches. Like they're not like overly difficult by any means. I mean, if I can do them, anyone can.
Yeah, the biggest thing is just having the patience to understand why things work and why things don't work, and just
102 Mushroom Hill 2 in a run. Let's go.
That's delicious.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna reset another cutscene. To skip another cutscene because again, quicker. There would usually be like a cutscene where the bomber comes along. All right, and now I'm gonna do everyone's favorite trick. You all know the one.
Glenning it up? Or as intended. I forget the name of it.
And yeah,
I like this knuckle sprite. The
schlong. Like his animation just looks so silly for as intended.
Yeah, so basically the sprites that normally would be used inside of the mesh cylinders kind of just doesn't update when you pull off as intended. So pretty much when you hold down by the zipper and then you spin dash up towards it to the pipe, you skip a crucial pass swap that would normally stop you from that would normally uncurl you from your ball state. And once you touch close to the mesh, it just kind of spin dashes you off of it, and you just get some pseudo slope glitch. I don't even know what they exactly call it, but yeah, you get like a weird state, and you just clip all the way to the end of the stage, and just zip all the way over.
It's kind of slope glitch, kind of not. Like, it's really weird. But
Speaking of slope glitch.
Yeah, speaking of slope glitch, okay, so we need slope glitch going into Act 2 for another trick that I'm about to try and do now. But you only get one shot at it. I do have a backup strat in case I don't get it. But yeah, you only get one shot at this trick. I didn't get it. Nope. That's right, we'll go for the backup, it's fine. So the backup is a level wrap, but I have to take a death before I go for it.
Yeah, so what Teeejj tried to do there was use the slope glitch he got from Act 1 to clip inside of the slope and use some momentum with precise inputs while he's inside the floor to zip him up while he still has slope glitch. So unfortunately, because he didn't pull it off, he has to pull off another method to skip this level. Unfortunately, he has to take a death because he needs to unload Act 1 to pull off the level wrap. So he's going to use this pulley to get a clip into the floor and position himself for a spin dash and hopefully get a clip on the ceiling, but it's really tight, especially when it could be dependent on your position in subpixels. So Teeejj is actually grabbing on this wall intentionally before he grabs on the pulleys, just so he can reset his Y subpixel, so there isn't anything random when he grabs into this pulley. So Teeejj has to do a precise jump on a frame perfect position. So he's gonna try to line this up again. But yeah, this part can be really stingy.
Wow, I was repausing too fast there.
Yeah, this will allow him to clip into the ceiling and just hold right and get the level wrap into the end. These are honest. This trick is honestly one of the more stingier ones. It does like take a lot of finessing to get the result that you want. There we go.
No.
No.
Wow.
That's really unlucky.
Yeah.
Well, gosh. What would Barry 63 say at the time?
Barry 63 would be like, oh my god.
Keep going, lad.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm just going to carry on the level. Because I'm clearly not getting this. And it doesn't take too long to carry on the level from here, so it's fine.
Yeah, we can see like how the level design is laid out. Skipping this level is pretty nice, especially when you have to wait out all these platforms.
Yeah, if you would like to get slope glitch at home, just make sure after you kill that Act 1 boss, you just continue to stand on the side of it, because all it's doing is deloading the boss object and loading in a normal capsule, and that's all you need to get slope glitch.
Man, it's been a while since I played this level glitchless.
It's actually a really fun level glitch.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Reminds me of the SNK tourney. Oh, I've got no ring.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god.
Don't worry, we got some juicy checkpoints, especially just 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Sonic community has had a Sonic and Knuckles glitchless tournament some time back. I'd say around like a year plus ago. And it was a really well-received tournament. We got a lot of people who probably never really mess with Knuckles in general or mess with the run in general, having a blast with this game. It's a really fun category. I'd definitely recommend if anyone was interested.
That's what got me into playing Knuckle.
It's you know, as crazy as S3K is with the glitches, you know, you really don't see a lot of how much the level has to offer since you're skipping so much of it. But when you actually do have the chance to play it, it's a really enjoyable run, all things considered.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So what Teeejj is going for here is trying to get a spin dash, a really fast spin dash towards the left laser, basically clipping through it so he can skip this little quote-unquote mini boss, if you will, where you're essentially waiting out this cycle of it, you know, shooting its lasers and closing in on itself. But if you do a precise spin dash or preferably a double tap besides it, you can clip right through it and you can skip this whole waiting section here.
Yeah.
But after a while, you run out of space to pull it off, so you just have to wait out for the boss to just end itself pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this Flying Battery 2 was a complete write-off, but it's fine.
Well, it just goes to show you making it look easy up until now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this run is a time against clock. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got another moment until the boss appears, Matt. If you've got anything else you'd like to say, any donations, messages, that kind of thing.
We haven't had any donations just yet, but do remember, if you do want to donate, all you need to do is !donate in the chat. We are trying to raise money for the fantastic Great Ormond Street Hospital, a really worthwhile charity, so please donate if you can.
Okay, and that's the boss. Pretty easy for Knuckle, you just damage boost and get inside his hitbox. Nothing special. Right.
So this next level.
Yeah, this next level is the hardest trick in the run in my book because half the time it doesn't work.
So this is a subpixel manipulation to perform a level wrap at the very start of this level. Teeejj has to perform a 4-tap spin dash into a 4-tap spin dash into a frame perfect jump off the slope here. And Teeejj is going to intentionally reset every attempt because, like I said before, it's subpixel dependent. As soon as you do any other input, which will involve messing it up, it's much better to just reset it up and just take another attempt at it instead of just kind of throwing your head in a brick wall and hoping it just puts you into the floor. So yeah, as you can see, like going for it. One failed attempt loses you a decent amount of time, like roughly 15 seconds or so. But yeah, getting the jump off frame perfectly is, you know, there's only so much you can do when it's frame perfect. You just have to just get a good feeling for it.
You have to hope your spin dashes are good as well. There we go.
Yeah, the 4-tap and the 4-tap. There we go.
There we go. So what was that? Third try? Fourth try? Like, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. There is another method using a glide off a monitor above, but in my personal opinion, it's pretty scuffed. I'm not a fan of it, but
yeah,
there is another method.
Hearty does that, and I don't know how he does it so consistently. Like, I've tried learning that strat because I've been so frustrated with the sub-pixel manip strat. But yeah, like, no dice. I can't get it to work.
Yeah, Sonic's method is a 2-frame jump off the slope, so 1 extra frame of leniency makes a world of a difference. So Knuckles having the short end of the stick in the consistency department for this level.
You know what? I'm okay with that because I thought I was going to be stuck on Sando 1 forever.
Yeah, like sometimes the game doesn't throw its punches and
Hello.
no ring.
Oh, scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Can you jump in, please?
Jeepers!
Thank you.
There we go.
There we go.
We did it.
Okay, so usually that hit is supposed to knock him into the sand, but if you hit him at just like, even remotely like the wrong angle like I did there, it can knock him backwards. And not something that happens a lot, but it can happen.
Has some good OJ right now.
Let's see where the cycle is. Am I gonna die? I didn't die.
Here's another.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, right, so for some reason subpixels wouldn't let me move there. So what I would have been going for is a strat to save the cycle. But for some reason I just wasn't allowed to move. Like I was holding forward, he wasn't going forward. So we'll do the old route instead.
Yeah, so here's another level that you can perform a screen wrap. Sanopolis Act 2 is also a level that wraps vertically infinitely. So he can use that to screen wrap by holding the screen down and jumping, and it'll deload the wall or the doors right in front of him, so he can just walk right through it without having to go out of his way to... Oh god.
Wow.
or do that as well.
Wow.
I guess.
Yeah, I think my SNK half has been a bit unlucky.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so object clipping is quite a thing that can happen in this game, for better or for worse. So we have a loop clip. Teeejj is gonna pause buffer in to get a nice height, very nice first try. To get himself at the right height to clip him into the wall on the right. And he can just use that to skip a pretty long sand section, which is really nice. Those take a really long time because there's really not much you can do in terms of how fast you can really maneuver them. You just have to wait for the sand to rise all the way up before you can persevere.
Oh.
I mean, I guess technically Knuckles doesn't have to because he can climb, but it is something it's just a longer path overall.
All right.
So coming up into this boss fight here, this is one of the few bosses that's very different from Sonic. It has a faster movement pattern, which technically is a good thing because it reveals his weakness a little faster than Sonic could. So yeah, it's much faster. But yeah, Teeejj is gonna attempt to try to just keep him locked into a spot. So he's gonna have Knuckles glide right into him, and just immediately once the weak spot is about to go away, just immediately just glide right back in and just continue the process.
Okay, and on to more garbage. Alright, okay, so this level wrap, sometimes it's just sub-pixel hell. Like, you could do everything right, and you still won't get the level wrap, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so this wrap is really stingy. Teeejj is gonna try it's gonna look like he's gonna get crushed, but because of how the floor is
designed, let's go. Oh my god. We feeling that. We feeling that.
It can be really stingy, so you have to use that to clip you into the floor and zip off of that floor to reach the end boundary for the wrap. That's really nicely done. So now we're gonna have our arguably, not even arguably, is unanimously the hardest trick in the run monitor clip, and this worked interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I'll let Teeejj do his thing first before I say anything.
Oh my god.
Okay,
oh my god, that's class!
Okay,
that was really class.
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so Teeejj had to pull off a triple frame perfect clip, pretty much position Knuckles under the monitor to get a clip into the floor, and that'll allow him to zip off the end of Act 2 here, if he gets to zip here.
Okay, I'm pogging now, I'm pogging.
Nice, that looks good to me. But that's a ridiculously hard trick to pull off. And a marathon too, let's go.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible performance right there.
Okay, not the cleanest stair climb, but whatever.
No, we're pogging.
Yeah, we are pogging.
Very nicely done.
Alright,
Hell
cool.
Yeah.
Out by 30, I'll take that.
Alright, tie with the best right here.
That was a bad spin dash, ain't gonna happen, it's gonna be 9.
Juice time? Oh, no juice time?
Oh,
9,
literally just the earliest 9.
GG, run dead.
Yeah, reset. Reset. Okay, and this is the final boss. This is yeah, very short run for Knuckle. It doesn't do Death Egg, anything like that. That's because his story, a little bit of lore for those who don't know, his story takes place after Sonic's. So, which is why there's not much of Sky Sanctuary left. And it's why you can see Angel Island floating in the background as well.
Yeah, so this final boss, he can only do 2 attacks, at least as long as you fight him quick enough. He can shoot the little energy balls, or he can dive and swoop down below. When he dives and swoops you, you pretty much lose time. It's around a 6-second time loss if he chooses to do that, so you want him to shoot the energy balls twice for an optimal fight. And that's optimal.
Right, that's it. Time is at the fade out to white time.
GG.
GG's.
Thank you. That was like, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Apart from Flying Battery 2, like, just whatever is going to happen. But yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah, Flying 2 and Stando 1 was giving you the old 1-2 buckle my shoe, but that lava one,
yeah.
First try zip into monitor clip, like what?
Yeah. Yeah, that was fairly class.
It was really class, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really class. That was a nice flex right there.
Yeah. Lads, you got any shout outs or anything you want to give before we 0121 do one?
I think my shout out is just to the general community, the lads, you know. And if you're sitting in chat and you're like, wow, that's really cool, you know, join the classic Sonic speedrunning community and we will teach you.
Yeah.
And you'll become you'll have a blast. You'll have a blast.
There's so many bits and pieces of this run that wouldn't exist without the help of the community. Hachi has helped with like the Lava 1 level wrap. Ben and Khan has messed with getting the level wrap for Xenopolis 1. You know, me, I've also delved into looking into Mushroom Hill. There's like a bunch of runners that have taken the time of their day to make this run for what it is now, and you know, it's great to see kind of people just put this run together, and it's great to have a bunch of us just, you know, just enjoy some good ass Sonic speedrunning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, my shout outs go to all the lads. Joey, Noob Guy, like basically everyone that, you know, like just basically everyone, you're all cool. So yeah. Yeah, that's it from us, Matt.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for the run. It was absolutely fantastic, finishing in 33 minutes and 53 seconds.
Well underestimate. Well underestimate.
A donation towards the end of that run from an anonymous user for £10 with no comment. So whoever you are, thank you very much.
Awesome. Yeah, you're a legend.
And to all of you in the chat, if you do want to donate at the end of this run, do !donate in the chat and you will be able to do so. Next up, we are going to be having a run from Zuyo007. It's going to be Catherine Full Body in the normal standard classic ending category. That is set to go live in about 20 minutes, so please do come back for that, and we'll see you again very shortly.